I'd take five pod, man. It's season 2. Let's get straight into it.
Won't you stop and take a little time out with me? Just take 5.
All right, season 2, season 2. All right, so we're starting this thing off right. I'm Mo. We got Julian below me, got Miles below him, and we got Ian below him. How y'all boys feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling great. Ready to get into these. We're in the prime time of sports right now, so ready to get into these takes.
Absolutely. Real sports have already begun. We're already kicking in the full swing. You know what I'm saying? Like the real league is back. Definitely gonna have to talk about that. This is episode 1. We're calling it The Chosen. Okay, we're calling it The Chosen. Make sure y'all follow us on all social media at Take 5 Pod. That 5 is gonna be a V. We're on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, on everything, man. And we're posting daily content. We're going to be on twice weekly. Look for announcements about that. All right. But we're definitely going to be on Saturdays, 11 a.m. So stay tuned for that. All right. Let's get right into it. All right. So we got some college football that we got to discuss. Okay. I'm going to honestly pass it to Jew. Jew, do you want to explain to us what's going on here with the Michigan Wolverines and Jim Harbaugh?
I got it. So basically, Michigan is being punished by the Big Ten for an alleged science stealing scheme that one of their assistant coaches.
All right, hold on just for a sec, Drew. Something up with your mic. Something's wrong with it. It sounds like you a little quiet or something like that. I don't know.
Hear me better?
Say it again.
Can you hear me better?
Nah. I don't know what you did. But real quick, Jim Harbaugh, definitely he's been suspended. Okay. So what I have here is the Big Ten Conference says it recognizes that additional disciplinary actions may be necessary or appropriate if they receive additional information about the ongoing investigation of them stealing play calling signs from different schools. Okay, so this has been an ongoing thing, and they finally went ahead and suspended the coach for the last 3 regular season games. So my question to you all is, what does this mean for Michigan? They're one of the better teams that we have right now. What's that's going to mean for their team?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
That's better. Yeah.
Okay. So to answer your question, I don't think it's gonna mean too much today, but it might mean a lot in 2 weeks when they have to go to Ohio State. I do think they're gonna come out and play for their coach, kind of rally behind Jim Harbaugh today. I saw their quarterback JJ McCarthy. He tweeted out bet. Tom Brady tweeted out bet. Their running back tweeted out bet. Like everybody, they're just like really locked in behind all of this. Because, in my opinion, I'm kind of surprised that they suspended him without. I don't know. They haven't really came out with much.
Yeah, there's been. I mean, it's only been alleged things right now. So like, while the NCAA is still investigating them, like they probably jumped the gun a little bit. But in my opinion, I don't even for this game today or the Ohio State game. I don't think it's really gonna make much of a difference team wise because, like, I think it was important that they said like he's just suspended from the sidelines. Like he's still gonna be in the microphones. He'll probably just be in a van outside the stadium or something. Like that's how it usually goes with these suspensions. So like he'll still be there. He just won't be physically on the sideline.
He can't be inside. So
yeah, to add to that, so he can coach, during the week, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And to my understanding, he can coach in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what. Well, I guess it's the Big Ten, so it's like they can only do it. They only have jurisdiction within their conference. But
right now, I think that he's like, if they can prove something, I feel like they have something to even give out this punishment. So like, I feel like it's gonna get worse in the next few weeks. Like, I don't see it ending here necessarily.
Yeah. So what do you mean by that? So what additional punishment can be handed down if they're found to have been stealing signs?
I
They already
mean,
have, but
Yeah, pretty much.
it's tough to say. Like, are you going to make the team vacate their wins? Like, I don't think that's fair. Some people are saying they shouldn't be allowed to qualify for the college football playoff. I think that's garbage. Because
why is that garbage?
I just
Like
don't think it affects the game that much. I really don't, like, at all.
knowing the other teams plays,
I don't
knowing
think
what
that
they're calling and when.
I
I
don't
mean,
I don't think that they knew their plays. Like, they were trying to steal signs, and stealing signs is pretty common. Like, I don't know. Maybe they had a small tip on what their play was going to be sometimes, but like in doing that, like you also are screwing yourself. Like, because if the sign's wrong, like teams change signs all the time.
Yeah.
If the sign's wrong, like you're gonna give up. Why do you not give up an 80-yard touchdown? And they haven't. Like, so for people like Austin, like our friend Austin's a big Ohio State fan, and he's just been complaining about this like for the last few weeks since this came out. But like, if we really if we go back and rewind the Michigan and Ohio State games, they got dominated. Like, not necessarily like they got beat badly last year, yeah, by 20, but they got physically dominated in the game of football. Like, there was no sign stealing that came into play there. They got smashed. So I don't understand why they're making a huge deal about this. And I do think if they're one of the best 4 teams, they should be able to play in the playoff.
any pushback on that?
No, I mean, I will say, like, when this first came out of like alleged sign stealing, I actually really didn't think much of it because, to Julian's point, like, yeah, teams can just switch up the signs like that. Like, it really isn't that much effort, I feel like. And then, yeah, also, like, you're not gonna know every single play, and you still got to go out on the field and execute. So, while I do think their wins might get vacated, like if they're caught cheating, but like I don't think they're gonna be excluded from the playoffs. But I mean, I guess time will tell. But Julian's probably right with, like, if the Big Ten's already coming out and making action, then that probably means they know something that everyone else doesn't with what the NCAA might do. So should know in the coming. I'm sure we'll know before all the conference championships and whatnot.
Facts. Hey, y'all can hear me all right?
Yeah.
We're getting like a slight echo. Y'all don't hear that? Okay, it's gone now. A little technical difficulties, but that's all right though. I'm gonna keep it moving. So we gotta go to some real sports. Finally. You know what I'm saying? I had to give y'all one slide. Just one slide. That's it. Just one. So LeBron made the pot. It was just interesting. Like, we don't talk about LeBron James singularly, enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he does a lot, but we don't necessarily talk about him as much as I don't know, a James Harden or so some of these other players that we have in the league, which is surprising because he's always up to something. So we got LeBron James, and let me give y'all a little preface about this. So LeBron, he went to South Beach, you know what I'm saying? He went to South Beach, and we're playing the Heat. Lost, obviously, because he wanted to pass to Cam Reddish in the corner. But that's neither here nor there. That's not where I'm going with this. Where I'm going with this is, he said, and I quote to ESPN, "I think I would still be at this level no matter if I would have came here or not," talking about Miami. "Let's not get it twisted. The 4 years I was here was amazing. Everything about it. Loved this franchise. This franchise is top tier, one of the best in the world. But as far as my career was going to be my career as far as individually, because I know how much I put into the game of basketball." Okay. And this set the world ablaze because we know that when LeBron took his talents to South Beach, it resulted in 2 championships. He doubled down on, we got the tweet right here. He says, "Yeah, you're for sure right. All right. I would still be chosen. Nothing changing that. Maybe rings, but dominant from start to finish." So I want to hear from Ian. Because I remember back in middle school, he used to sport the LeBron soldiers to PE class every day. You feel me? He's been following the chosen one for a minute, so I want to hear from Ian. Like, is LeBron spitting or not?
Did he lie? Like he said, like he would definitely get a few less rings. Like that's true, but he would still be the dominant player he is today. Like it's not like the Heat made him dominant. Like he was dominant before. He was top 3 player in the league before he went to the Heat. Like nothing would have changed except maybe like accolades and success. But like he might have still won a chip or two. Like we don't know. Like he's just that dominant.
What do you mean nothing would have changed besides maybe accolades and success?
What
is that?
That's a lot. That's a lot. Like
he's saying like he's not talking about accolades. He's talking about like him as like a singular player. Like he would still be like
how good
he literally brought up accolades in the tweet. Like
but he would be all time and like he's just saying like he would still be an all time player like without the rings and without the Heat.
I think that he's saying he would still be like, LeBron thinks he's the GOAT. He's the self-proclaimed GOAT. He's proclaimed himself as the GOAT. I think he's saying that he would still be the best player ever to touch a basketball if he never went to the Heat, which I personally don't have LeBron as the GOAT. Or really like, you know how I feel about that. But but I don't think that LeBron would even be in GOAT conversations if he didn't go to the Heat.
What?
If I'm being honest. No,
I mean, the narrative would have definitely been like, I don't like the fact that he said maybe less rings because, like, one, we don't really know that, and like, I think regardless of where he was, like, if he stayed in Cleveland, he would have eventually got like players to come play for him, which he did when he went back. So like, maybe not the the caliber of Chris Bosh and D Wade, but like. They would have improved. Like Legion would have still happened.
I don't think that I don't think that his career goes anywhere similar to the way that has like.
No, I mean like, I agree. Like if he, I mean it's a whole bunch of what ifs because he stayed in Cleveland. Definitely. What really happens those next 4 years?
For me, my argument isn't even based off I don't know. Based on necessarily what happened on the court in Miami, it's more like what happened inside of LeBron. Like LeBron, like a switch was flipped in LeBron since he came to Miami. Like
you mean like he was like more like demanding and like more forceful?
Not necessarily that even, but he just became the guy. Like he embraced being the guy. In his first year in Miami, like he didn't want to be the guy, as we saw in the playoffs or in the finals. I mean, like he shied away from that moment. And D Wade. I think D Wade is a huge part of LeBron's like career. Like I was watching, I can't remember whose podcast it was, but it was with D Wade. I think it was Shannon Sharp actually. It was D Wade and Shannon Sharp, and D Wade was talking about how like he was a major part of LeBron's growth, like and telling him to take charge of the team. If he never went to Miami and linked up with someone like Dwayne Wade, like if he was always like. I don't know if he tried to mentor another guy, like a younger guy. I don't think his career goes any way similar that it has.
And just to add on that specific point, do y'all know who Coach Spo is? I'm talking about Eric Spoelstra. You know what I'm saying? That's a very, very tough coach in the NBA to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Pat Riley in the wings.
Pat Riley. I mean. We know Pat Riley's history. Y'all have seen the winning time and everything like that. Pat Riley knows how to win. He knows how to draft. He knows how to put people in a position for success. Like he mentioned, he talked about the Heat culture, and the franchise that they built, everything like that. That was a great franchise for a young star like that to be able to come in and, like Julian mentioned, be around veterans, be around guys that have actually done it before, and having them tell him that he's the guy to take the reins, giving him that confidence to do it. I mean, do what we all knew he could do. I mean, LeBron James before the Miami Heat, he was definitely, like Ian said, a top player in the league, but it's something to say about winning those championships, which also got the ball rolling, I believe, for him going back to Cleveland and getting another one, him going to LA and getting another one. I don't know. But I want to talk about this tweet though. This is a backstroke. This is a Julian Chapman level backstroke right here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe less rings. The only reason why LeBron is in the GOAT conversation is because he does have 4. You know what I mean? I will say that's the only reason. Let me back.
That's the only reason.
He plays a big part.
But that's a large part, an extremely large part.
I mean, he's the number 1 in points, though. And
dude, number 1 in points doesn't get you in GOAT conversation. So
what?
If you have no rings, imagine having no rings and you're number 1.
But he's one other than Miami, though.
Yeah, but like it was all a domino effect. I guess that's the point.
He started winning in Miami.
Yeah, but the point is if he wasn't in Miami, you don't think he would have gotten a ring?
I don't know.
I mean, it's hard to say.
Come on, bro.
I really think, I just explained it to you. Like, I think that having D Wade as a teammate changed his career a lot. Like,
I don't think it might have, but I don't think he would have went ringless. Like, there are a lot of people who have rings, dude. Like, let's look at who LeBron is as a player. He's one of the best players of all time.
Cool. Not ringless, but 4 rings, though. You know what I mean? What if he had 2? And he was the all-time leading scorer at this stage of his career. Will we still have him in GOAT conversations?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think.
I don't think so.
I mean, well,
I don't think so.
Hypotheticals, but it's whatever.
This is all a hypothetical discussion. You know, that's exactly what we're doing right now. I'm just saying, you know, if he had any less, I don't know if he'd be in that same light, same discussion. That's all I'm trying to say.
He wouldn't be. We all know that.
And no. But anywho.
Is KD no conversations? No.
Scoring. One of the best.
We're not talking about scoring. We're talking about in GOAT conversations. And no, he's not.
Yeah, no goalpost. Right. What are we talking about?
what are we talking about? People be like, Kevin Durant's one of the best scorers of all time. People be saying that.
I don't care about that.
It's not GOAT.
That's a different conversation. Yeah.
It's not GOAT.
I don't know. Some people, I don't know.
But let's go ahead and pause for a second because we do have an addition to the podcast, Mr. Workman. We appreciate you for joining us.
I appreciate the invite. Thank you.
Absolutely. How you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling fresh. You know, ready to talk some ball.
I'm sorry.
Talk about the Falcons and Hawks.
What'd you say?
I said you're ready to talk about the Hawks.
Why did you bring up the finals MVPs?
Kobe has 5 rings, Sultan. What are you talking about? Like, what are we talking about?
Like, he just slid Kobe in there just to, you know, rile me up this morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to be riled up, though. I'm good on the coffee. And I'm ready to go.
Does he not understand, like, what we just said? Like, it's not about – we're talking about the impact that Miami had on LeBron's career, bro. Miami came first. We saw LeBron in the finals.
3 rings.
Dominated. He had two finals disappointments before he went to Miami. One in Cleveland and then his first one in Miami were 2 final disappointments. I'm sorry they were. Go back and watch. Go watch. If you don't believe me, please go watch it.
What about the path to the finals? Those were some of the best moments of his career. What do you mean?
Those are what you mean when he was in Cleveland? Yeah, that was great. I agree. But like it was also the easiest path. That was the easiest route to get to the finals, probably that we've seen in our lifetime. Look it up. Look at the roster. I'm not even chatting. I'm actually being so serious.
Bro,
that's not a made up narrative. Like, be for real though. It's not.
Yeah,
it definitely is not.
What? See, this is my so this happened on First Take this week as well, you know, because people just like to throw Kobe in. I guess like it's a part of the media just likes to tear down Kobe now. Like after the whole Colorado thing, like ever since then we've just been beating on Kobe, beating him down. But like Stephen A came out with a list this week. He said Kobe's not the greatest Laker of all time. This pisses me off. Like things like that piss me off because I don't really see an argument for that. So then he ranked his top 5 players, right? And he said Kobe because, like Sultan's saying, he said Kobe's not top 5 because he has 2 Finals MVPs. You see, but then he ranked the guys like Kareem up ahead of Kobe or Magic Johnson ahead of Kobe, and he was like, "Oh, Kobe had Shaq when he won his rings, right?" But he didn't hold it against Kareem or Magic that they had each other when they won rings. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Or he didn't hold it against Shaq that Shaq won rings with Kobe as well. And Shaq also won a ring as a 2 to D Wade. We don't remember that? I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Remember.
So I don't understand that whole you can't have teammates narrative. Like that doesn't make any sense. Kobe won 3 with Shaq, and then they said he couldn't win. They said he couldn't win without Shaq. He came back and won with Pau Gasol. With Pau Gasol.
The 2
Pau
was Pau Gasol.
Pau Gasol, like Pau Gasol is a great player, but he's top 75. Is he? I don't think he is.
I mean,
is he on the list?
To those rings,
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Not.
Like with those rings, he might be. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Pau Gasol was a great player, though. Pau was definitely a great player, but like Julius said, I don't think he was considered a superstar or anything like that at the time.
No.
Has a point. We don't want to get too much into Kobe though. Hey, shout out to Sultan.
Yeah, shout out to Sultan. Can we go ahead and skip to the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
I'm dead. We gonna get into it.
Yeah, I'm already riled up. So let's just go ahead and address Sultan like now, honestly.
Okay. But I do have to talk to you though, Drew. I do have to speak on you really quick. There's something we're gonna disagree on real fast. Did you see the Lakers last night? Did you see the Lakers last night? You know, it gets a nice little not playing mid-season tournament victory on the road against KD and Beal. You know what I'm saying? That was definitely a nice team effort in the W. We made a little roster change. Not a roster change, but a lineup change. Okay, so this game, we brought Austin Reeves off the bench. He's been shooting a bit this year. He had a good game in that Miami game that I mentioned earlier. Almost had a triple-double. It was a pretty good outing for him. But he got benched for Cam Reddish or Taurean Prince, what have you. Now, we believe that even at the beginning of the year that him and D'Angelo Russell have been kind of clashing on the floor. It seems like, you know, there's too many ball handlers. So we thought that one of these guys needs to come off of the bench. I want to talk to Julian about D'Angelo Russell just for a second. Now, let me preface this. Let me be very clear to you, Julian. D'Angelo Russell had a great night last night. Wouldn't you agree? He had a great night, statistically speaking. He was efficient from the floor. Didn't make any threes, but he was efficient from the floor. He was a plus while he was on the floor for our team. He was good. All right, that's the baseline before I get into it. But you know who wasn't good? Anthony Davis. Ian, Jacob, Miles. Anthony Davis is supposed to be the best player on the floor for our team. That's the way we won our championship. LeBron was great, of course, but Anthony Davis has to be the guy. I have a problem with D'Angelo Russell, Julian. I do. I have a problem with him right now, okay? And the only problem I have with him is the fact that he's a shoot-first guard nowadays. He looks for his shot before he looks to give the ball to others. And before you look like that and start talking about his 9 assists, okay, before you look like that, Anthony Davis had less shot attempts than him at halftime. In what world, on what planet, in what universe will that ever win us games? It won't. D'Angelo is not that guy. He's a great player, but he is not that guy. So, what do we have? Fourth quarter, when the game's on the line. Fix your face. Fourth quarter, when the game is on the line, all right? I watch Ham go with the the Austin Reeves and the LeBron James pick and roll to finish out the game. We were down 7. It was anybody's ball game. But to get us back in and ultimately win, we went with Austin Reeves. Not because Austin Reeves is a better player. Don't misunderstand me. But he knows his role. He knows what he's doing out there. The ball is skipping. We're making the extra pass while Austin Reeves is on the floor. He knows his capabilities. D'Angelo Russell, he believes he has a top back.
It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Oh my God.
D'Angelo Russell believes he has a top bag. He's going to be looking for his shot. The best stint D'Angelo Russell had was in the third quarter, where he was diamond. Gave us 5 more assists to add to his totals. That's my problem, Julian. Go ahead.
Okay. So in the third quarter, LeBron was out, and I'm pretty sure Reeves was out. Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell brought the game back. We tightened the score.
Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell did?
We're in the game together. Them two. Yes. Them two were in the game together. And we went with their 2-man action, and we brought the game back. That happened. That did happen. No?
No, I'm keep going. Keep going.
That was for a while. I mean, what do you mean? D'Angelo Russell played a good amount of minutes. He didn't play in the fourth at all. He played about 3 minutes.
I'm pretty sure
Julian's talking about the third quarter, I believe, right?
I'm talking about the third quarter, yeah.
Yeah. Is that it?
I'm just asking you because you kind of blamed. It seemed like you blamed D'Lo for Anthony Davis's performance, and like I thought that's just a cop out for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, he's not one who doesn't disappear. We know what he does. Like Anthony Davis at times will just completely go ghost. He won't be aggressive. He won't demand the ball. Like I don't understand how we can how can we blame that on D'Angelo Russell?
You said he's the
D'Angelo Russell
playmaker.
He needs to get Anthony Davis going. Anthony Davis is a big. He's not gonna just take the ball. D'Lo has the reins, and we're gonna get into James Harden in a minute. But D'Lo has the reins.
How's he supposed to get Anthony Davis going when Anthony Davis doesn't demand the ball? He doesn't even seem like he wants the ball sometimes. Let's be real. We watch the games. Does he? Like you can tell when a big man wants the ball. They've run down the court. They put a forearm into the defender's chest, turn around, and put their hand up.
AD
They say, "Pass me the ball."
Dude,
what?
There's definitely times when AD does not want the ball. Like we see this year in and year out at this point. Like he'll have a stretch of crazy games, like averaging 30 or more, and then for a couple weeks, like he'll fake an injury or something, and then just want to score like 10 points tonight. Like it's not new, and it's not just unique to having D'Angelo Russell on the team. Like this is what Anthony Davis has been doing. It's not surprising anymore. It's a shame that like they still have to ride LeBron's coattails at almost 39, having to play 30, 35 to 40 minutes a night. But
I'm just saying, like as the role, like as a point guard, what is your role like? For the team, you're supposed to get others going, though, right?
It just always changes for me because we have LeBron, right? Isn't LeBron not a point forward? Why doesn't he get Anthony Davis involved?
These are facts.
Dude, he can't score. He can't score 30 every night and then get 10 assists.
He doesn't score 30 every night. Let's keep
it.
Last year, he averages 24 points a game.
Last year he averaged 30. Last year he averaged 30. Okay, he can't do this every night. You want him to do it? He did it last night. You want him to do that every night? This dude is 41 years old.
I'm not asking LeBron to be Superman. I'm just saying, like, let's stay consistent in our arguments. If we're gonna ask D'Angelo Russell it's all D'Angelo Russell's responsibility to get Anthony Davis going. Why do we not ask the other ball handlers to get him going? I'm serious.
Who's our starting one?
D'Angelo Russell is the starting one, but when you have LeBron on your team, you're almost not a win. You listen to D'Angelo Russell talk about it. Did you not hear him talk about it in the offseason? He said on the Lakers, I'm just a playmaker. That's what he said. They asked him about his role as point guard. He said, I'm a playmaker. I'm serious. You're not a point guard when you're playing LeBron's team. Have we ever seen a point guard on LeBron's team?
Julian, why did he sit? Julian, why did he sit in the fourth quarter?
Because Reeves was playing well. That's fine. You don't have to close every game that you play well in.
He didn't play better than Russell. He wasn't playing better than Russell.
I agree. In the beginning of the game, you're riding the hot hand. So D'Angelo Russell goes to sit down at the beginning of the fourth quarter. If Reeves starts playing well, why would they take him out? I'm serious. I don't get it.
That's a far part. We'll keep a close eye on this, Drew. We'll keep a close eye on this. We'll see.
But my thing is one last thing.
Go ahead.
That can't be the narrative after the game. After D'Angelo Russell goes and gives you 20 points and 9 assists, and was one of our only positive players in terms of plus minus, the narrative can't be that like he got benched.
I know Julian Chapman isn't talking about stats right now. I definitely not. I hope
talk about how he played in the
that's
game.
not Julian Chapman. I hope you got cloned
about
overnight or something like that, because it can't be Julian Chapman talking about stats right now. I watched the game with my own 2 eyes. I'm watching D'Angelo Russell come off the ball screen and shoot more shots than he passes to Anthony Davis. AD can't get into a rhythm at all. He can't get into a rhythm. No post-ups, nothing. We don't even call his name. We don't even call him play for this man. He's our best player. He's our best player.
He shot 50%. He took 12 shots, shot 50%.
Halftime. Why is he shooting more than AD? Because AD doesn't want the ball.
Because he was scoring.
That's the narrative. Because
they couldn't guard him. They had Grayson Allen on him, and he was taking him at will.
No, because y'all be comparing AD to Joel, and there's no game where Tobias Harris has more shots than AD than Joel at halftime.
That's your comparison, Tobias Harris.
That's a third option.
I don't care about options. Like they don't. Tobias Harris is not a ball handler.
Yeah,
like he doesn't have the ball in his hands like D'Angelo Russell does.
What? Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Half the time, let the offense run through Tobias.
You're
Tobias
wrong.
is averaging
You're
20.
wrong.
Tobias is averaging 20.
That's fine. I'm just saying he's not a ball handler like D'Angelo Russell is. D'Angelo Russell is a guard.
Okay, whatever.
Right, which means he has the reins. It's up to him.
And
I agree. There's other people at blame, Julie. I'm not blaming D'Lo solely, but he's our starting point guard. The point guard position is the hardest position to play in basketball. You have to get other people involved in order for us to be effective, especially for Anthony Davis as a big man to be effective. That's all I'm saying.
He had 9 assists in 3 quarters.
All right, we stat watchers still, so I don't know what to call you. I'm gonna call you Hooligan because I don't know who you are right now. I'm gonna call you Hooligan.
Dishing the ball out.
What?
I said he was passing the ball effectively. Let's not act like he wasn't. He shot 12 shots and had 9 assists. What are we asking?
He got benched in the fourth quarter. He wasn't shooting no more. Like what you talking about? Like he wasn't gonna shoot no more. Like he was on the bench.
Points.
That take fire part, man. I'm gonna keep it what it get to. We got some more slides to talk about. So this was a hot topic. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA. He's been playing very well as of late. The 6-year man. He's been playing very great basketball. Last year, he was first team All-NBA, averaging over 30 points. He was a very, very good player last year, and this is carrying over into the few games that we've had this season. I think there are a lot of players that are better than SGA. Like, I'm going to go ahead and preface that, because we've seen them do things that SGA has not done, okay? Whether it be assisting the basketball, rebounding the basketball. We could point to defense. We can point to playoff wins. We could point to wins in general, what have you, okay? So I decided to come up with a list of some of the top talent that we have in the NBA, and I want to see exactly where SGA falls in all of this. So I think we should all come together and make a collective list of the top 15 players in the league. Doesn't have to be in order, okay? But I want to know who's the top 15 guys, and if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander falls into that fray, okay? So I put some names on the list. Some are highlighted because they can be controversial, right? Especially that Jimmy Butler, it can get a bit controversial, but we're going to come to a consensus, all right? This is in no order, and we don't have to do an order as well. Let's take that top 5 right there. Left corner. Got KD, AD, LeBron James, Dame Lillard, and Steph Curry. Okay. Out of those 5, is SGA better than any of them at this very moment?
No. That I think that's consensus.
Okay, so KD, AD, Bron, Dame.
Well, AD when he wants to, but
and
that's
Steph.
a whole different argument.
Yeah. All right. Next 5. So I'm talking about bottom left. Okay. Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, James Harden, and Jason Tatum. Any of those 5.
We can say he's better than maybe Harden.
Yeah, I'd say Harden. Yeah. I'd probably say Harden now.
Maybe James Harden coming
we'll
off of 23 and 10.
We'll give it time. Yeah, I mean, we'll give it time. It's not like he played
That's
that.
still tough to
year,
say.
But...
Yeah, it's tough to say.
Okay. And we do have Sultan chiming in as well. So he claims that he's better than Kawhi Leonard.
We'll get to that.
And we both certainly will get to that. So I'm taking Harden off of this one. Okay. And I'll highlight Kawhi.
We have 9 heads already.
Right. I'll highlight Kawhi since, there's some pushback from viewers. So I'll highlight Kawhi here.
That bottom group is poor.
Kawhi, Yanni, Luka, and Tatum. Okay. Oh man. Next 5. Top of the middle. Okay. This is where it gets controversial.
Definitely Joel, Booker, yes. Kyrie, yes. All 5. All 5.
Yeah, all 5.
I'm looking at the 5. It's all 5.
They've all been more successful.
Is Ja not? I feel like Ja's more debatable than Jimmy Butler. No, but maybe we have.
Ja is way more debatable than Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's 5. That's more. Morgan highlighted him because he doesn't like Jimmy.
I mean,
Jimmy Butler's 5. Jimmy Butler is really him.
Jimmy just dropped a 50 ball in the playoffs. Not many people on this list have done that. So especially not 5.
And I want this to be very clear though. This is not a skills and drills argument that we're having right now. Okay. If we want to talk about who's the more skilled player between an SGA and a Jimmy Butler, then I would tell you SGA. Okay. From what I've seen, that's what I'd say.
I think we can all agree on that.
That's
we don't
what
care though.
But like we're saying, I don't know. And for Sultan, Jimmy is nothing like AD, and those are two different people, and we could cite many different things about that. Those are 2 different players.
I don't even think Jokic is on here.
What now?
I don't think Jokic.
Oh, yeah, he's not. I mean,
I forget Jokic.
Yeah, he's definitely added to the list. He's not. But
oh my, I must have forgot Jokic. But real quick about John Morant, I don't have the averages up in front of me, but didn't he average something like 25 and 10?
Yeah, I mean the numbers are crazy, and he's a flashy player, of course, but
he's also had playoff appearances.
Runs.
You know what I mean? He definitely has had runs. Do I have Kawhi twice?
Nah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah. He definitely has runs. That's why I'm like, John Morant. I'm taking Ja. I know we haven't seen him in a while, but I'm taking Ja.
So we're at 15, Kyrie, including the Joker.
So hold on. Let me make sure I got my list up. So I did Joe, Book, Ja, Jimmy, and we good with Kyrie. Kyrie turned up last night.
Yes, Kyrie and Joker.
All right, so we're going Kyrie, And yo,
Oh wait, yeah, you do have Kawhi twice. I see that. And the bottom left and the bottom middle, but
okay.
doesn't matter.
All right, so I'm up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15. We're on 15 already. Just from that. Let's go to our next 5. Last 2 5s real quick. Trae Young, Anthony Edwards. I got SGA up here, of course. Drew Randall, De'Aaron Fox. Taking SGA over any of those 4 guys.
Probably Randall.
Wait, huh?
Probably just Randall. The only person I take.
Oh, well, not to be on the list higher than SGA.
Yeah. Who is SGA better than any of those other 4?
Randall, just Randall. If he's better than Randall, I don't even know if he's better than Randall. But
he's better than Julius Randle. Like, I'm sorry, we can't. Like, yeah.
Maybe. Randall does tend to disappear too. So but yeah, just Randall.
I mean, this is a hard group because I don't know. I don't
get. See, my thing is like, what are we basing this off? Like, what are we basing this off of? How can we rank Shea off of over Trae Young? That isn't. I'm not a Trae Young fan by any stretch. I enjoy watching Trae play sometimes because he's a dog. Like he's not scared. And people who know me know that I mess with that. But Trae's not a number 1 on a championship team, in my opinion. But he's still better than Shea. Like Trae has had an Eastern Conference Finals run. He gave Giannis everything he can handle, or not Giannis, but the Bucks everything they could handle while he was playing.
This is true.
And he smacks Philly, Joel, and them. Like, come on now, let's be real. How are we gonna rank Shea over him? De'Aaron Fox, like. Okay, you can have an argument there. Anthony Edwards, I just think he's better. Like, I think he's just a better player. But, yeah. I don't understand the Trae argument at all. Not at all.
All right. Well, we definitely have more than 15. Last name. What about Jamal Murray? Just won a championship. And as the B guy. Doesn't have the most glorious out of some of these people on the list. What about Jamal?
Again, I think it's just what you value, like, because like Jamal, like he's battle tested, like he's been to the playoffs, he's dropped 40 balls every time he's been there, so not like he disappears in the moment. So it's hard to say he's not.
At Take 5 Pod, man, I think we've debunked a few things. All right, so we're running a little short on time, but I do want to add this in. Okay, so a little more NBA talk. All right, we gotta watch this real quick.
Taking notes. I'm telling you in advance, you're welcome for the wisdom I'm about to spew. Because listen, I get on my knees every night and pray for someone to believe in me. Like Daryl Morey believed in you. You wanted a certain coach, they brought in Mike D'Antoni. You want to play a certain style, they played it. You wanted Dwight Howard, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. You wanted Chris Paul, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. They brought in your old friend Russell Westbrook. You want to go to Vegas on off days? They looked away. You wanted the team to stay over so you could go out at night? They changed the schedule, and it didn't work. And you know what? You said, I'm going to break up with my whoopee. Not good enough. I see the bright lights in New York. I want to go. You're the problem. If this doesn't work this year in this system with this team, then you're going to go and point fingers at everybody else, and you're going to go back home and you're going to start swiping right for another team. And there's not going to be anybody left. Because, James, you're not the beard, you're not the system, you're the problem.
At Take 5 Pod, man.
And that's really been my whole thing with James Harden. Like, no one's doubting his talent on the basketball court, but like it's seemingly it's all just a me thing. And yeah, when you're going from team to team every single year for the past 4 years or whatever, like you have to look at yourself and probably take a step back. And this experiment, even though it's only been like 3 games so far, it doesn't seem to be going well, but it's one of those things where we got to give it time. But
I couldn't agree more. It's been a struggle.
If it doesn't go well, he's probably going to want out again. And
I mean,
what does that leave him? Like, is he actually going to go to another contender after this? I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
I wouldn't be so sure. Like, I don't know. Like, I think he could. He might even be on another team this year. Like, you never know.
I wouldn't put that past.
Like, you
It's
can't
going really badly.
Yeah.
I was saying if it keeps going the way it's going now, like he'll be moved pretty.
You think the
quick.
Lakers might try and trade for him?
No.
I wouldn't think that's beneficial for them, but I don't know.
If you have to keep benching D'Lo, like
I'm that.
Well, no, I mean, if they traded, like D'Lo would be included in that package. I don't think they would try and keep both of them. There's no reason to for that.
all right.
It's something to monitor, just some yapping. just some yapping. No need to go.
I'm just saying, if we trade James Harden for D'Angelo Russell, like I think that's a catastrophic move for our franchise.
I mean, I don't think that, like I said, I don't think that's really ideal for the Lakers to trade for him regardless, but I think that's someone that would have to be included in the trade.
No, he would be. He definitely would be.
Yeah,
Sure.
that would be that would be bad.
I mean, we would just be elevating the Clippers. Like the Clippers would just get fired because like they have now a D'Lo who can shoot, like who can play make, like
Play make.
Yes, D'Lo has been a great playmaker his whole career.
Like
this narrative is
it's
crazy.
You're taking the bait, man. You definitely took his bait.
Playmaking for who?
Yeah, we'll just move on to it. Like if they trade him like that, I think that's geek from the Lakers part if they trade for him. But
Dude, I'm just saying, James Harden, he got Joel going. He could definitely get AD going. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all know it is, don't you? He's back.
Uh-oh. Momentum?
Ladies and gentlemen, momentum is back. All right, so we got to talk about these 7-1 Philadelphia 76ers, the city of brotherly love. Here we go. All right, we got to talk about Mad Max. Hey, Mad Max. All right, 25 points, a very impressive 7 assists for him. He's playing a lot of that point guard role with the absence of the James Harden that we were just talking about. 48% from the field and 41% from three. He is a sniper. We already know Joe. We know Joe, and we know him well. The reigning MVP, 32.6 assists, 11 rebounds, and he's doing all that while shooting 40% from three. That's a center. He's a big man, but he's acting like a guard as well. And, a lot of people coming into this season, we talked about how James Harden may hurt the Philadelphia franchise. Sometimes you just got to nurse the situation. Let's talk about Nick Nurse. Coming in as the coach, he's got his boys number 5 in defensive rating, number 2 in blocks. They're locking up. Number 4 in rebounds. They're getting a lot more possessions on that team. And, of course, they have the number 1 record. But, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that momentum, it starts with the moment. Roll the tape. All right. Defense to offense.
Hey.
Look at Mad Max. He's flying across the lane. Now we're going the other way. All right. We've got players now. I need that bucket. And that's against the Celtics that took them off the map in the playoffs last year. We won't really talk about that because it's a new day with Nick Nurse. And that's momentum. All right. They look good. Good.
I mean,
Can't lie to you.
Well, I'll just throw a bit in because I did listen to it was right before the season started with Tyrese Maxey on the JJ Redick podcast, and the Old Man and the Three, and like he was talking about how it's felt like these first few years, it's been kind of a bit of an identity crisis, new players coming in and out, him being injured and being taken out the starting lineup, coming back in. So now that he's gonna be consistently a starter, of course, like I do think they do still have a bright spot with Tyrese Maxey, and if you have Joel on the team, like you're always going to be in contention. So,
y'all remember when Ian was telling us to trade him?
Yeah, I do remember that. He had him on the trading block. It was the craziest thing. And he's up for most improved player as well. But we're running short on time, so we got to keep this. We got to keep this thing rolling. Game of the week. what we got, guys? What we watching NFL wise?
Browns Ravens probably.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
Browns
a good
and
one.
Ravens is a huge game.
I mean, 49ers and Jags, like
That's a
That
big
one
game.
too.
the 49ers, this is an important game for them to bounce back after.
No, they
three
need
straight
that
losses.
game. They need that game.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Are they three? Are they 3 in a row? 3 losses
Yeah.
in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta win. Have to.
Very
But
true.
one quick thing on the Browns Ravens. I expect the Ravens to come out and play a very physical game tomorrow because Myles Garrett was in the media talking about how Joe Burrow was better than Lamar Jackson. Like just this week, I'm pretty sure. So I expect them to kind of set the tone early this week. And I expect that Ronnie Stanley, legacy game. That's the left tackle for the left tackle for the Ravens. He better come out and play his behind out. So
I wish Jacob was here to hear that with you. I didn't think he pushed back on you about that Joe Burrow, but
Joe Burrow may be better, but I'm saying it was just like, if someone's talking a little crazy about your quarterback in the media, like, I don't know.
And he wasn't even talking about his own quarterback at that. Like he was brought up someone random
about your division rival's quarterback.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely got to tee up. And
definitely got the Ravens.
Well, I'll just say this about the Falcons game. This is it. It's the last straw. All right. I'm gonna just leave it there. It's the last straw. So better come out with that W. Jew, what we got?
Some big games coming up, like in a few minutes. Actually, we've got Michigan and Penn State.
Check them out out of Miami and Florida State.
Nah, it's just a rivalry game. It's a major rivalry game.
Fair
but
enough.
what's called? We've got Michigan and Penn State. Huge game, like major playoff implications going down in about 4 minutes. Obviously, I expect Michigan to come out and play for their coach today. I think they'll play really well, honestly. Alabama rolls versus Kentucky, in my opinion. Utah and Washington, I think, will be closer than the experts predict. Utah has always very strong defense. I think they'll kind of match that Washington offense today. We'll see though. And Ole Miss and Georgia, I feel like the media is kind of pushing that to be something bigger than it is. I hope Ole Miss wins. Like y'all know how I feel, but I don't think Ole Miss is that great. They got dominated by Bama when they played, so I just feel like they're in two different classes. And obviously, my alma mater, the Canes, we did disappoint last week. It's okay, but we've got Florida State. Don't do that. We're going down to Tallahassee this afternoon at 3:30. We should handle business. No, not really, but I'm hoping that we can just give a strong effort. I would like a win. We'll see.
I mean, you don't sound sure at all. I mean,
we're playing a much better team, but and our quarterback's just in a funk, man. I mean, he's had 10 interceptions in his last 4 games, which is just he was supposed to go pro. So I don't know. Van Dimes. He can make every throw. He's just been playing bad. So we'll see.
Oh my. Well, that's gonna be some good ones. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up so we can all watch the games. But at Take 5, make sure y'all follow us everywhere, man. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Daily content coming out. And we're gonna have some guest athletes coming through here, giving their takes as well. So y'all stay tuned. All right, guys.